Alright, so here's a model outlook. That snow has cleared the area. It's going to be a cold, chilly, falling temperature day as this cold area of a lobe of the polar vortex basically kind of goes to the northeast of us. Windy day, wind chills dropping to near and below zero by this evening and overnight. The cold air sticks around for tomorrow, and then it starts to retreat to the northeast. By Tuesday, we'll be into the mid and upper 30s. By Wednesday, see the warmth is really surging here with southwest winds. We get up around 50. By Thursday, into the 50s, and then we have this front to watch. And late on Thursday, overnight, it will reinforce the colder air for next weekend, but not super cold, very typical for this time of year, but very breezy Friday into Saturday, and then a warm-up as we head into Christmas week, and that's what we're seeing here. This is strong southwesterly winds, so this is going to warm us up into the 50s probably, if not 60 degrees possibly. Briefly there, right before Christmas, not making you feel very Christmassy if you are looking for that. Now, front comes through, and temperatures by about Christmas, a few days before Christmas into Christmas Eve, will be pretty close to normal. We'll cool off for a few days, and then this high to the southeast, the southeast ridge, is going to pump our temperatures up here. So into Christmas Day, we're going to actually warm up pretty nicely. 2025. Here we are. I mean, this looks 50s. It's going to be a very calm, easy thing, and then maybe cooling down by the day after Christmas. This is a cooler pattern. And then we'll have to watch for anything beyond. But I wouldn't go anything this far out and think it's going to be set in stone. It's already switched around so much in the long range. What I can say is this looks like a very dry pattern, and in the midst of a drought, we really could use the rain. For some comparisons here, this is last night's run because it goes further out in the long range. This is a European model, and that was the snow that came in last night, and then we're cold just like what we were seeing within the American model. By Tuesday, we're starting to warm up, and then pretty warm as we head into the middle part and the latter part of the week. And then Thursday, here's that front coming through. Could be quite squally, so quite windy as that comes through. This is a very, very strong winds on the backside, so we're expecting a very windy Friday into Saturday. Again, with chilly air. This is a little colder than what we're seeing on the GFS, so maybe a little colder than what is being forecast. But look at this. This is strong southerly and southwesterly winds. So as we get cool for a few days, this really does hint at a big-time mount up. So why? Why is it warming up? Well, what's happening is, even though some forecasts, features, and things that are set up in the atmosphere are good for cold in the east, what we have is a P&A, or a troughing now, that's developing out here in the west. And so we get troughing, or a low or a dip in the jet stream here. You get a resurgence of warmth here in the east. And in both the GFS and the European, we're seeing that. So we see these low pressure systems hitting now the southwestern United States. And as these lows come in, it's going to pump what we call the southeast ridge, or the high pressure system here. That is warmer air for sure coming out of the south. Could help to bring some more moisture, we'll see. But, I mean, you see the heat and the warmth there. I should say heat, but warmer air makes it all the way up into Canada on these runs. So it is not the best for any snow if you love snow, or keeping it cool. Now, right after Christmas, it does look like it cool off. Maybe we'll get another risk or something. So it doesn't look like the warm-up is non-stop warmth, but back to kind of a seesaw between warm for a few days, cold for a few days, warm for a few days, cold for a few days. And not the best for any type of a wintry setup. You can really tell that, and what I like to do is show the upper air anomalies. So you look at 850 millibar, you see this cold pocket coming here. Sorry, it's not shifting well for visibility, but you see this cold pocket coming through today for sure. So you can see it come through. Then we warm up. You see that warmth coming in next week, and then the front comes through late, and then that's a little bit of a pretty cold shot there, at least on the European map. But you see it's brief, and it's a really sharp trough. And then it comes east, and then look at that warmth. Woo! Try to make it our way. But in general, the cold is not persisting. The heat's not persisting. But in general, this doesn't look like a really cold pattern, even in the long range. So we'll have to see if things can shift or shuffle around in the long range. For now, I'd say this is not an ideal time for sticking cold. after this weekend and early next week. So we're out of the pattern we've been in, and it has a while to see if we can readjust back to a colder pattern as we go into January. All right, have a good one.